My stack of Series 26 Space Minifigure Habitats is finally completed. I displayed together with the Series 25, but before we saw how the exhibition went, let's see what we have today. So the last and most difficult 3 habitats of the series, in my opinion, which are the Alien Beetlezoid, Orion, and the Flying Saucer Costume Fan. Let's start from the Beetlezoid, that I think is the nicer one, the nicer figure, and also the probably well done habitat of this one. So the inspiration for this bring me to a sort of imaginary, like rocky, colorful planet that match the vibe of the minifigure, and I thought also it would fit well with this cockpit canopy piece window. I think it looks pretty well and fits the vibe quite well. So my idea is to have it connected over here, so that we can have a sort of the house, let's say the place where this creature lives. Of course, this being quite tall, I cannot put it like this straight, but I have to put it on an angle. So that means that I have to come out a lot outside of the habitat, so we need to break some rules today. So to blend this in, I decided to create this structure with plates and tiles so that this can sit on an angle, and then I can go and work around it by connecting some rocks all around the surface to make this windscreen blend in the rocks. So more or less it's gonna be something like this. So this is the base structure. As you can see, I also use some slope at the back because I was totally out of dark gray pieces. This is the biggest structure that I have on top. This is gonna slide here, connect on the back side, and it's gonna cover all this area like this. Okay, so I have a sort of cover, so not too much light come in, even though probably I should have screened the back side, but I don't mind a little bit of light coming out of that area. You can see I already added some plant pieces here and there, as well as some coming off on the side of this rock face. So here I completed the whole wall on this side of the habitat. These minifigure have these sort of ice cream plant pieces, so these can be added a little bit throughout the display. I was thinking also to add some additional plants coming off on the side, like, you know, sometimes I like to do in my habitats. Create a little bit some interesting plant pieces. So over here I did the same thing using this lavender air piece. I think it looks quite okay. And we can also have something coming off the top over there. And also this minifigure have this pretty cool, like, sort of wings cape piece at the back. Very interesting. And I thought it would be a bit lost if I put this on the side, on the back of the minifigure. It wouldn't be seen. So I decided to integrate that into a sort of plant. So I'm using these pieces, and then I'm going to connect it over here. So this is looking a bit like a sort of alien kind of plant, and the minifigure is then going to sit over here in the middle. It's going to stand here in the middle like this outside of the house. Now, for the back side over there, I thought I would do something like I did in my previous Blacktron Habitat. Something inspired by the Tales of the Space Age set. I will put a link down below to the Amazon US if you want to check it out. I thought to try a different color scheme, so I tried to go with the green, but it didn't work so well with the green background. So I decided at the end to go with blue, starting from a lighter blue and then continue all the way to dark blue on top instead of black. So I'm not going to add any stars there, but I thought I could add a little planet. So here I have this little ring piece in gold, and then I just need to add a red planet to the modified brick over there. So we have this sort of 3D planet over there, and I think at the end, if we close out this back side, I think this habitat looks pretty good. Now let's move this to the side, and let's move to the one that I'm the least happy about the whole series, and I blame the minifigure, honestly. We have this Orion minifigure that, honestly, to me, doesn't really fit much in the whole series and the whole team. It's cool because it's all transparent, but I really didn't know what to build with this. So I'm going to go through this very quickly. So I thought this Orion could be seen as a sort of a Greek god kind of thing. So I thought I'd create a sort of cloudy Mount Olympus kind of thing. So I have this usually by 8, all my rock work in light gray, and I try to cover as much as I can with these sort of monkey kid kind of clouds. Another one is going to be here on the side, and I can tilt it a little bit. And I'm going to also connect another one over here, try to blend in a little bit the clouds. The back side is going to be something like this, and then the rocks will continue on top, leaving the space in the middle for the minifigure. Initially, I thought I would use something like this. This actually fits quite well the minifigure, but it really didn't work out well. So at the end, I didn't manage to use any of these 1x1s, and I only created the same color scheme that I had at the bottom. It continue on top, and then the minifigure is just going to connect to a jumper that I have placed over there, and it's going to be something like this. I mean, he's okay. Compared to the rest of the habitat in my series, not the best, the brightest, but I really didn't know what to do with this. So if you had any better idea, you can let me know in the comments. Another very difficult one was the flying saucer costume fan. So for this one, I decided again, like I did in my Cantina build, to remove this part and reuse it. You probably remember this minifigure because I already used this in my other habitat for the astronaut, because the back of the torso of this minifigure showed the Earth, and that is the one that I used there. Anyway, for this, I decided to build another space cantina. So my series actually started with a big space cantina build. I decided to build a smaller one here on an 8x8 that's going to fit 4 minifigures, and is going to a little bit be calling to the Mos Eisley cantina. So you can see the color scheme. We have medium nougat, we have tan, we have dark tan, and this is the structure that resembles that cantina. I'm gonna add a droid over here like I did in my first MOC. It's gonna connect to these jumpers over here. This is a very flimsy character, and this is gonna be the bartender. Here we are gonna have a rounded counter, all surrounded by these, let me see if I can reach, by this flexible tubing that frame it quite nicely. So I think this works well. On the back side, we're just gonna add a wall with a few extra beverage, and I think that works well. On the back side there, I'm gonna add another minifigure. Here I'm going with Mendo, that is gonna be a little bit there in the shadow. And we are gonna add this table made with the structure, the saucer structure here of the minifigure, over here in front of Mendo in this nook that I'm gonna create. Same kind of table I used in my bigger Space Cantina MOC. This wall is gonna connect at the back side, like so. So we have created this little nook with a little window looking outside. Now we need to make this scene a little bit more lively. So here I have this character, this Rocky character. I don't remember actually from which team, from which set this come from, but I have it in my collection. It's pretty cool. So I thought I could add a smaller, a shorter minifigure to go and play around with this guy over here. Let's give him a cup, and let's put him over here to dance around. Now, I thought I could add a little last detail. We need some structure at the center to light up the scene. I'm not going to use the light this time like I did in the last habitats from the previous series, but I'm going to add a lamp. So I have this structure on a hinge plate. This is going to connect like this, so it's going to stay at the center. Over here, I can add this structure like so. So this will stay in place, and then we are going to have the transparent parts with some lights inside. And this is going to just connect over there and complete the scene like so. So let's bring back the last, okay, some pieces falling over, but doesn't really matter. This is the last 3 habitats, but now let me show you how the whole stack look together. So this is how the setup was looking when I was trying out at home. And now let's move on to my display at 10 block here, a convention here in Singapore. It happens every year. As you can see, I bring my completed Series 25 vignette, all the videos you can find on my channel. You can find a new medieval vignette 12x12 that I will show you next week. And I bring there as well my Shaolin Monk and my micro-scale Japanese castle that you find on my channel as well. And of course, in all its glory, my completed series of Space Minifigure Habitat from the Series 26. I hope you enjoyed the series. I will put the minifigure down in the description below if you want to check them out on Amazon as a way to support the channel. The Habitat series for this series is completed, but not my habitats. I will continue to build habitats. Next week we have a medieval vignette, but then for sure I will come up with some new habitats from some of the previous series of minifigures. So stay tuned, because I'm gonna keep building small and most of the time, and show you some new cool and interesting habitats that are more accessible for everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Please keep supporting the channel, and I will see you on the next video. Ciao, ciao.